I was all set. I just left Northfield. It's about 11:45, so I got to rush down to the Meadows, go last trip with Spirit of Dio. Now, I was going to leave a little bit earlier, but I wanted to see the last set. I didn't win the last set. We made some switches today. We only went with 12 horses. 12 horses. Scratch them out if there was any horses, that had any aches or pains or ailments of any kind. Maybe were a little bit sick. Maybe just looked a little tired from the heat and the work. We didn't go with them this week. So the 12, let me see if I can get this right. The 12 horses we went with. First set, I went with Voyage of Ice and Fire. Travis went with Rose Above It. Procrastinator and Massive Profit were in the first. Now the second set, I had Amy go with her horse, Unbeatable Kemp, in the second set. So I don't know how many times Amy's been on the race bike. I know quite a few, maybe by herself at the farm when she was training before, but in a set, behind the gate, in a schooler, probably not that many. So I made sure. I said, she goes, I'll go with them. So it's packed out there now. This is like the third week of Wednesday baby schoolers at Northfield Park. So it was packed. Unbeatable Kemp was on the track. I wanted to go with Harlanelle. I wanted to see what he was doing, how he's getting by. We're going to make any changes. I'll tell you, he's a tough bugger. I'll tell you in a minute. Harlanelle. And this horse arrived yesterday, by the way. Never been to Northfield Park, never been on the track in his life, never been behind the gate. Everything was new to him, and I went with him behind the gate today. I just trained Duke Dio in 2:17. From what I could see, a mile and 17 with him. He's about 2-3 weeks from being ready to go, maybe. He'll probably see the gate not this week, next week. So not a week, 14 days from today. So, Harlanelle, Unbeatable Kemp, Confederate Cruiser was in set number 2. LSL and Spent were in set number 2. And then the third set was only 3 horses, Brody, Travis, and Justin Irvine. They went with Purple Aura, Matt's MVP, and Granite Hill. So we'll see. Went out in the first set. I took Voyage off the gate. I forgot last week he was a little hot. I wanted to try earplugs on him, and we didn't. So I took him off the gate, got him settled away comfortably in behind everybody. Travis and I got away about 6 lengths behind Massive Profit, who just blasted over to the front like he was an aged horse. Man, this horse has come a long way in the last 3 weeks. Blasted over to the front. Procrastinator dropped in behind him. Then there was a horse that looked a little sketchy. Travis and I were both watching him. We both went around him in the first 3/8, so we had already made one move. Tracked down, got in behind, I would say at the half, we're at the half in 1:03. Our half, 1:03. Travis is probably 1:03-1. Travis comes first over down the backstretch. I didn't want to move Voyage of Ice and Fire. I should have. Tough little Rose Above It's been hacking away the last 2 weeks. He comes first over. We're rolling right along. 132 in a piece, 133. I move Voyage out in the turn. Voyage is running in a bit. Plus, this is the first time Voyage has been asked to really, really, really trot. The last 2 times he was wrapped up waiting for horses. Now he's coming to them. Massive Profit is just hitting his best stride. Coming out of the turn. Procrastinator ducks into the passing lane and dusts him. And we're flying down to the wire. We're going all we can go. Procrastinator blows right by Massive Profit. They trot and pace together to the wire. We're coming to them. We go 2-1. My last quarter was 28 apiece. Last half 58. Travis's was 28 apiece. Last half 58 flat, 57-4. And then the 2 on the front end went a little bit slower. But man, Massive Profit looked very, very, they all look great in that set, all of them. Procrastinator, I could not believe it. In the last turn, Justin Irvine is straight back in the bike, climbing over top of the horse in front of him. As soon as he got to the inside, boom, he was gone. He had to come 29 flat, wrapped up, and he comes off, and he says, this is a nice horse. Now, he's a kid. He does a good job. But, he said to me, my God, this is a nice horse, eh? She can really, really go. I said, yeah, really nice horse. I started to tell him the story. It's become legend now in the burn how bad this horse was from the day we broke him. Then we had to turn him out because he was so sick. You remember? Brought him back in, flopping all over the place. has a few little issues too. It's not when we floor scoped him, it wasn't like the vet said, yeah, no problems. Got a little OCD in his right stifle, couldn't operate. His sesamoids up front were a little suspect. His feet were a little suspect. He's overcome everything to the point where nothing seems to bother him now, and he is a bull in a china shop. He sat in the pocket quietly, but as we started to get through the last turn, picked the bit up and sunk right in his mouth, and I said, oh, I hope he doesn't shut his air off. The second he ducked him to the inside, he just tore right through the track and was gone, and he was wrapped up going under the wire. Massive Prophet beside him, and Voyage of Ice and Fire and Rose Above It behind them and trotting to them. Big set for those horses. I was superbly happy. Now we might go back procrastinator up a mile in 2-4 again, maybe 2-3, 2-5, something like that. The other trotters will give them next week off. That's 3 hard weeks in a row for Voyage of Ice and Fire, Rose Above It, and Massive Prophet. I could not be happier with those 4. So I got a big smile on my face coming out for set 2. I got Harlan L. I have no idea how Harlan L will be. None. He just landed here. He's never seen the gate. 2 laps around behind the gate, and he's got his nose right on the gate. You can't help but somewhere inside like this horse. And he's a likable animal, and I know he's going to hit his knee, and I just don't know to the extent. I haven't seen him in a while. So I take him off the gate, get away 4th or 5th. Amy gets away in the 3-hole. Confederate Cruisers in the 2-hole. Spent ends up lumbering his way to the front. Half in 104, a mile in 203 and 4. So 29 seconds on the end of it. Okay, that's 3 phone calls. Spent went great. Confederate Cruiser picked him off at the wire, but they both were very, very good. The Pacers are starting to sprint hard now. You're going to see the Pacers and the Trotters separate a little bit. Confederate Cruiser was great. Spent was great. Amy was 3rd with Unbeatable Kemp. She said he was great. And we just made some shoeing changes on him this morning. Harlan L, we put boots. I made some boots up. For Harlan L. Or no, I had made them up for Aglaire AM, who chewed at her shins last week. I had leather put on them. Aglaire AM trained, didn't even touch the leather boots. Great. Isa 10, who also chews there. No big deal. Harlan L just mauled them. Just looked like somebody went at them with a hacksaw. Touched his jack in 4 or 5 places and scratched his jack up a little bit. His knee boot, spun his knee boot around. Never stopped trotting. 2-4 last half, 59 last quarter, and 29 seconds. Now, can I tell you, hey, we'll just make a few little changes and he won't hit? No, I can't tell you that. He's probably going to need knee boots. And maybe I'll buy some leather trotting boots for him behind for his racing. But most importantly, that takes a lot of mental fortitude. I saw maybe 6, 7 places where he scratched himself up, almost drew blood, still never put a step in, trotting 100 through the wire. I'm so impressed with what I saw today from Harlan L. Just for him to show the composure he did and do the work the way he did it, he wasn't going to beat those 3 horses. I'm not going to lie. He wasn't going to blow right by them. I had him contained going through the wire. But man, oh man, just impressed with his work. Now, I talked to Amy after. She said Unbeatable Kemp was great. The shoeing changes we made have helped quite a bit. This guy. The shoeing changes have helped quite a bit on him, so that's good. Confederate Cruiser continues to progress, and stay sound. And Spent was very, very good also. Travis said he was good. Maybe just put that mini bit back in his mouth. We talked to Chris last week. He said, he was kind of quiet. Maybe take that mini bit out. So I think somewhere between the headgear, we're going to get it right. But he was trotting very, very good today. So great set in set number 2. Now, I had to leave. What was that? I had to leave to go with Spirited Deal. I had to leave by 11:30. It was 11:35. I left. Before I left, I snuck up to the fence. I wanted to watch them go. Matt's MVP, I have no idea what he's going to do. I took a video of Matt, and I'm going to post it tonight. Matt's MVP was absolute. Actually, go to Facebook. I'll post it on Facebook. Matt's MVP was great. Purple Aura made a break in late stretch, but if you listen closely in the video, they had the bike on her with the metal wheels. A lot of the wheels we have are plastic. These were metal, and you can hear her late in the stretch. Ting, 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 and then she rolled off. She hit the bike in the middle of the straightaway trotting. That's a good sign. She's trying to trot hard. She was trying to come to Matt's MVP and just rolled off. you'll see Granite Hill about 5-6 lengths behind them. They went a mile and 2:4 last half in a minute. Granite Hill 2:5. He's getting there, I told you. Everybody today was great. The only mistake, LSL rolled off. It looked like he shied away from a whip or something in the last turn. Kid said he just got on the left line and bolted, made a break. I'm pretty sure I know what took place there. I'm not too concerned about it. He's been lights out fantastic since he got here. So I'm going to pitch that completely out. It's certainly not going to ruin my day. I was going to wait until after the Meadows, but I said, what if things don't go the way we want at the Meadows? It's going to ruin my whole day. And I was so happy after leaving Northfield Park. The 12 we put behind the gate, all 12 were great. Even LSL, that shine away, it's not the end of the world. We train them, we school them, we're doing all we're doing so that when they see things like that spook away now, hopefully and likely they won't do it in the race. So a great learning experience for everybody. I'm very happy that Amy went with Unbeatable Kemp. That'll make her day for sure. Going in the race bike is not like going in the jog cart. It's not like training horses. Schooling is something onto its own, and it's a lot of fun. And very happy that my wife got to school Unbeatable Kemp today. Very happy that everybody went well. So super excited, headed to the Meadows. Optimistic about Spirit of Dio and Path of Totality. A full bunch going tonight at Northfield Park. A big day ahead of us still, but I definitely got off on the right foot. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.